Alrighty. Let's see. Load it up. There we go. How we doing? Got a lot of stuff to catch up on. A lot of stuff has happened. Let's see. Okay. I think that's looking good. Okay. How's the stream connection? Excellent. Connection good. Mic is on, I think. Looks on. It's hard to tell. Hello. Okay. I think we're actually ready to go. That's looking good. Alrighty. Cool. Hello. Let me get my arm set up. There we go. So I can say hello to all of you. Well, hello, Buttercup, Cookie. Might have a little trouble pronouncing that. Kamal, Hafiz. Hello. Unspinnable, and I'm gonna mess this one up too. Andreas, I think. Let's see. Alrighty. And I'll say hello to everyone else that comes up in a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, this is it's kind of like it's like Izzy's horn, and I got the tennis ball on top. So, yeah. They don't want to make it like an actual horn or anything. I wanted to. It's Halloween, so I'm gonna do a whole bunch of different. Gonna try and do different costumes every stream. So it's like a weird half incentive to like kind of get you to join up each stream, so I can have a different costume. So yeah. Stay on. I got the Izzy moon bow. Is that it? Her horn, where she's being neutralized. So she doesn't have her full scary magic to get him. Yeah. Hello. Let's see. Elijah in cartoons, I think. Thank you. Hello. A little wave. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. So last time, I know moderators, Cookie and Star weren't able to join, so it was a little bit awkward. Also, there wasn't much. It didn't work out as well as I intended. Put it lightly. I don't know if Cookie, if you watched the VOD of last Thursday's. Try to make the best of it. But yeah, last time it was gonna be like trying to make a script, kind of come up with different ideas for a 3D Derpy animation, and what it kind of turned out is that no one really kind of commented anything for the whole time, so it's kind of like, wait a minute, like this is the stream, and it's like, oh, okay, not enough people participated. So there was one person who did in the 50th minute who said like to do like a short idea would be like to do a crash landing, and it's like, oh, I have nothing else to like, there's no votes or anything to really counter it. So I started to like kind of think about it and think about what that can be. So I drew up a little storyboard, but yeah, I'll get into the 3D. 3D will probably come out, probably play with the 3D more next time. So, first we're probably going to be working more in 2D and trying to actually do the 2D planning. I think that's going to be easier for my brain, is to think about how it's going to work in 2D first, make a good storyboard, and then use that as a reference. Or even I could put the 2D animation, I think, into 3D as like a card. Like a playing card. You can like have a piece of paper just like in here, mesh plane, rotate 90, scale 5 times. So I can have like the animation displayed, projected onto this card, and then have it be in the background or something as a reference for whatever. So I could do something like that, but to have that animation, we have to work on it in 2D first. So trying to think of what we can do. So okay, I'm gonna move on to. I did not make this model. This is by CreatorOfPony. I recolored it actually, from a Rainbow Dash colors. So I recolored her into being Derpy. So anyway, got that out. Let's see. Let's move on to Animate 2D mode, and I'll start working on that. Let's see though. Gotta catch up with chat. Hello. Hi Joker. Doing good. A little bit tired. I woke up early for the Smash reveal at 7 a.m. this morning. So I got a little bit tired there. Doing pretty good. Feeling pretty energized right now. Yeah, thank you. That's what I thought was the movie. I think it was really good. The movie was really good. I might go into it more probably in, maybe in Toaster Time. Because I probably have a larger, review for it. Then, I just want to work on this right now. Thank you though. I really enjoyed it in the long and short of it. I'm excited for the series, even if it's still 3D. I'm not sure whether it's going to be the same rendered fidelity. That'll be another option, you know. Or it'll be like how like the Jimmy Neutron movie, theatrical movie, was rendered at a higher fidelity than the TV series, you know, to have the TV budget. So there's going to be some sort of fall off in the when it transitions to a full series, but hopefully not too much. But I'm sure it'll still be fun. I like the characters and everything. They're all really good. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Well, I had a big thing with the 3D model of. Let me just go back to it. Is that the 3D model? Don't delete her. The 3D model for the Derpy model that I found, the 3D mesh that I found for Derpy with her colors didn't have the rig, which has all these freezing controls and gizmos. So I wasn't able to actually. I was up a creek without knowing, like, should I try to recreate all these crazy gadgets and gizmos that you see here in orange, or try to, you know, the option would just be to take one of the existing meshes and just recolor it. So I guess what I did. I took Rainbow Dash and just recolored it into Derpy. Yeah. That was faster, and I didn't realize like an hour before last time's stream, so I hurriedly just recolored her. Which is actually a little bit easier than 2D in some cases, because it can like go against the entire mesh is one big object, rather than having leg be an object and then sub drawings for every single pose of the leg and different mouth shapes and stuff. It was all kind of connected into one piece, and it's like one big body, cutie mark, tail, hair, eyes. It's just like those little 4 pieces or so. Yeah. Let's see though. I think we're going to make a TV series, or we're going to make another season of Pony Life. I think Pony Life's pretty much done. They had 2 seasons of Pony Life, I think. I don't think I've quite finished the series. I didn't quite finish watching it. So I think the plan is that they have the theatrical movie that came out already, and then they're going to do a TV special. It's probably going to be like, I think, like 40 minutes or so in the spring next year. And then next fall is going to be the TV series. So we have a while to see what's going to happen. Yeah. It'll probably be, we'll probably know what the TV series is going to probably be like based on the TV special. Because they probably will have, a percentage of the budget gone compared to the movie. Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be more in Pony Life, especially now that we're in G5, so it's going to be somewhat of a conflict, but I don't know. They can do whatever. Yeah, it's going to be quite a while. It's kind of like how every season had, like, a Pony had, like, half a year between seasons, or maybe more or less. So, we got through that somehow. Let's see, though. Okay, so I took the concept from the crash landing. Maybe I should get that as a text up here, just get that going. Was the crash landing, which I can spell. There you go. Yep. This is Adobe Flash. Let's see. But Life is fun, yeah. I did enjoy it. I even have a calendar, so I kind of look at that every night. So I got the idea that Derpy's like gonna like come out from, it's gonna be like a blank screen, and then Derpy's gonna like fly in. Like, we don't really know what made her crash yet. Basically, I just kind of focus on her zooming out and then hitting the floor, going poosh, and then kind of rolling back onto her, like getting into a sitting position, sitting up, and like getting fun little dizzy animation, like maybe her eyes kind of go around, her head kind of bobs back and forth, maybe some sort of like head shake, and then she's like heh heh, kind of a thing. So yeah, if this is the animation that we're gonna go for, then that'd be like, depends on how long each segment should be. Like this can go on for like who knows how long, or maybe like a half a second. You know, it could either be 5 seconds or a half a second. I don't know. So let's see. I was thinking that we can like elaborate on this more, or to help flesh this out. If you guys have more ideas or like something to like add on to this, or if this is good, then we can kind of just time this out a little bit better. Because I was even thinking we can probably show what maybe causes the crash landing. You know, like what causes her to like some sort of something happens. Obviously, I can't really add anything into it. This animation, if it's gonna be 3D, I would have to model and texture and UV unwrap and rig and animate, and so that's a lot of steps. Rather than just like, oh, Emily, just add, oh, she gets hit by an apple. You know, in 2D, it's like, whoop, I get a big brush, but you get it. Use an apple. That's already done and rigged and go bop, you know, and animate like that. So to do that, I have to model it and then get some colors, texture it, unwrap, rig it, and animate it. There's a lot more steps. So it has to be somewhat conservative of what I want to do. But this kind of works just to get like the basics out, you know, just trying to get all these different pictures and stuff going. Yeah, if you guys have any more ideas to add on to this, that'd be good. And that's be the stream to figure out what we want to do and then use this as our reference for the rest of the time. Kind of like how we did all those storyboards and stuff for that, for the other animations before. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Unspinnable. Have fun. I was even thinking somehow like maybe adding, this is all Derpy. Maybe I should add that onto here. Derpy crash lands. That was the idea from last Thursday. It was actually Ooh's idea. Their handle was ooh. So that was the only one. So it's kind of like, well, let's just go with it. Let's see though. Let's put that back. Get that going. Get that all the way open. Yeah, because I was thinking of having maybe like another shot before this, or like some sort of idea to have it be, have her flying at a different angle, camera angle, then something hits her, and then it transitions to shot 2, where then bop 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 happens. But right now it's just kind of like she's just kind of sure like a plane landing sound, and near a blomp. Heh, kind of a thing. Maybe she gets one of those G5 horse smartphones. That's the country where she's going. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it wouldn't be too tricky to model. It's just like a rectangle. It's got that weird like. I gotta change my brush size. Awesome. And that brush is much more thicker than I thought it was. Here. Okay. So yeah, the smartphone has this like hoof circle that's like they draw like this. And then you're like your hoof kind of like lobs into there. So then it can fit in there. And then it's just like that. Should we have it like so you can see what's on the screen? That kind of angle. I guess it doesn't really matter what camera angle we choose, but it's good to kind of think about. The way that I like figured out for the Derpy movie was I planned everything else. I planned everything in 2D. I planned the entire storyboard in 2D, animated characters in 2D, and then I just used the 3D just to replicate what I made in 2D, just using it as making it as a 3D background. Think of it as just a 3D background, and just like I can move things in 3D space instead of, you know, think about it in 3D first and then see what I can do. You know, I would always try to think about if I can do this in 2D, great, but I'm just using a 3D background in a sense, you know. So that's why it's like kind of good to like think about this all in 2D first. Does this work? Does this composition work? Does this, you know, layout work? Timing good? And then transition it into 3D and animate it as if it was a 2D cartoon as well. So it's kind of this weird mesh to like make sure that everything's still kind of, just for me, because I haven't really done animation at this caliber yet. So that's why I'm like, I need to do this in 2D first, just so I can wrap my brain around it. Let's see. I'm Mario. And I have purple toes. Sorry. Scrambled apple. Samsung hooves. But I had like the in the movie they had like Pony as a parody of Sony. So maybe they have, actually Sony doesn't have phones. I don't know where I was going with that then. If Sony made phones, then I was thinking they were going to do that. I think they had like T-Mobile or something in there. Something weird. Yeah. There was concept art for like all the different like emojis for like the horse emojis, which was just like horse ears on top of emojis. So it's kind of like, okay, you know, like a big happy kind of a thing. So that'd be like an emoji and that'd be yellow and stuff. Fill, yellow, beep. So, yeah. Beep. I like when Derpy falls. I think maybe we'll crash in his pile of mud. Mud might be some physics. Simulation, rather. I don't know. Either I do it somehow with a simulation method, and that's kind of like water, I guess, to like trying to get it up. Like when it splashes, you know, if you have mud, let's get back to gray. If like mud, you got a pool, and then someone falls into it, then like water kind of, or mud kind of splashes up, and then there's all these physics. And then it kind of like falls down, and then all of that, and the horse then has some dribbles on it. So that's going to be incredibly difficult. I want to focus more on character animation. I like where you're going with this. I feel like it's just going to be adding a bit too much over my expertise to know how to do this. I could barely even get like the ocean to like even have in the last chapter to have that kind of work. There is an ocean modifier, but it's still kind of janky. It's sort of trying to put models into it. So I'm not sure. So I would have to veto that in a sense, just like I'm not sure how to technically do that. If this was 2D, then I would totally try to figure out a way to get this to work and try to make this look a little better with these drawings. But yeah, for right now, I'm not sure if that's going to be too feasible. Even if it doesn't have the simulation and stuff, I still would feel it would need to somehow react a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, you're replying to yourself. That feels kind of hard. Okay, thank you. Something with that shows that. something like choose why she's falling. So, right, we had the idea for the phone, and then, what was it? Doesn't concentrate where she's going. That leads into maybe she hitting, the basic would be just be hitting a tree or something. So maybe she's in a side view, looking. Oh, gotta do my storyboard version. Or then she's got the phone, and she's on it. And she's like, yeah. Yeah. And then kind of go that away. And then maybe hit something. There you go. But when Crouchy, okay. Crash to the land and slide and hit the tree. How about that? When she crashed to the land and slide and hit a tree. Oh jeez. So she would like. Wait, what's she crashing on though? That's the main issue. Is that we haven't figured out what she's actually crashing into. And hit the tree. Trying to figure out, is that the way that you wrote it? Sounds like she hits something, boop boop boop, hits it, wham, and then crashes and slides and then hits a tree. So maybe that won't quite work. Maybe at least we could just have big boy blobby tree. Now I know how to make trees with the Bob Ross. Everything's kind of working out with that. Tree. Branch. Apple falling. Ooh, I like that. That's a fun little thing there. Okay, so this is so rough. Just got her fly, and then next frame, she's not looking, and then let's see. Fell. Mean. Okay. And so we go boosh, and then let's go back to this one so I have everything kind of clean. Trying to duplicate this frame here. Oh, Flash, you're so silly. Phone goes up or something. So boop boop bop. Transition to here. So maybe this is a little bit different now. Let's add a frame here. Beep. Okay, so start. Beep beep bop boop 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 bop. And so boof bop bop he. And then frame after, then we get a zhoosh of another apple. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's stretched for a smear. I'll just squish her down just right now. Of a squished apple, pop, 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 and then redraw this real quick. Okay. Let's get rid of some of these frames. Don't need those. Okay. That was this. So we got poof. This is our hit. Just gonna erase this a little bit. It's like blinking. Poof. Hit the tree. Ah. Poof. So we're in a tree still. How's this work? The tree. So going sideways. Poof. I think about this in space now. To make this work. So hang on. If she walk like this, this is above view. And so we need her to hit the tree, which is then this one. And we should go that way. And then, thank you. Here's camera. And so it'll go from there to there. And then it should just fall straight down here. So then, have her still be front facing. Would it just go down straight down? So we'll have her, and then tree. Just trying to figure out the logistics of this, of how does work. And she here. She fall. So then it can just like have square here and then square down here. So then the apple can then fall down, which means that she would still need to be facing this way. Or she gets knocked back. But then she'll be away from the tree. Oof. So I'm thinking if she hits the tree, is this a knockback? So then she'll be like further away from the tree. Like her momentum and arc would say that she hits the tree and then has this ricochet to then go back here. Then she'd be farther away from the tree though. So then the apple in the tree itself then can't really then work. Let's just have a new layer, put it on the bottom for here. Here's the tree. So then we could probably get the root with these. We could just, I don't think this will work, but at least I can just kind of centralize and remember that what I was thinking with this part is that something like this happens. So essentially we just kind of just go downward a bit. Which then confuses the question of how does she, and then falls this way. Because I do like these poses where then you can see her both. This is why I figured things out beforehand, rather than just trying to improv it inside a 3D where it's like a huge amount of complexity times more, you know, I'm trying to figure this out. So, question is then, let's see. Do we change this angle then? That's probably might help too. Change the camera angle here. And then we lose this symmetry here. Okay, so if we want to change this angle, what do we have to do? To make it front angle, the tree would be in front of her. The tree would be like right in front of her if this was the case. That's why I'm freaking out, is that if we want her to then be front facing here in the next shot, if we wanted to be front facing the next shot, then the tree would literally be in front of the camera between, let me get a picture. So if Derpy, yeah, If Derpy flies into the tree from a side view, ears gone, whatever reason, and now they're connected. Ah. And then hits the tree. Bump. Then the next camera angle, to have her be front facing. Imagine if it's a 5.5 foot tall tree. I'm imagining it. Is that to make it short? Is what you're saying? I suppose. And then the next shot will be like this. So then to have her be front facing between the tree. Oh, I got it. What if to ever be in front, it could ever be here. So what if instead of hitting the tree, she goes through the tree and then she'll land here. Yeah. Does that work? I don't know how. I don't know if it truly is what I think is 5.5 foot tree, I guess. Trying to think of what solution you're trying to think of by having it be that tallness. That'll help me more than trying to figure out what it not being, if being taller or not would help this. And that's why I think doing this through is I would need, instead of crashing here, instead of destroying, let's get rid of this. New idea is that I'm gonna have her go through the tree. So next frame is her going, maybe like going through the branches of the tree here. So now it'd be like whoosh whoosh. And then you can't see her here. Wop wop. And then some little leaves or something fall out here. Whoosh whoosh. And then so this one doesn't make sense. No. So then we'll just continue from here. Oops. That doesn't help. Just redraw this. And then she's like here, but not really. And then next part. Oops, I drew it on the wrong layer. Always make sure you're drawing on the right layer, kids. You can lock it down here to make sure I don't touch it. And then this one's wrong. Get rid of this. And so then she's like, uh-oh. Somewhere in here. Ah. And then she'll be like, shoosh. And then that'll cut to here, where then the tree is instead. It's so convoluted, but I love it. It's now just back here. Whoa. Hang on, Flash. It's gonna be okay. Boof, boom, boof, boom, boof, boom, boof. Composition is not the greatest, because then you have immediately the tree and her like in the same kind of spot. We'll make this better though. It's kind of hard. It's not much more I can make this to look too much better. But I think now this kind of works spatially wise. Now it works, so now we can kind of figure out if there's another way to think about it now, because now these kind of do work. because before, you know, she would kind of go here, then drop back to the left here, and then we swap to this camera that was like in a different position or something, or like lower. Let's see though. It says maybe. Let's go back to this one, but then I might have to redraw, but that's okay. What if... Yeah, okay. What if in here the tree is on the left side? So maybe it's over here. So we can continue like the tree moving from the right to the left, I think, and then on the next shot, we already can see that the tree is here, so then in the next shot it'll be here, and we'll just say like here's the roots of it, and a horizontal line here, that's the horizon line, so we can like connect the two shots in a sense that it's kind of connecting between the two different positions. So then essentially what the camera change would be is just downward and just a little bit more off to the other side. So instead we'd have to redraw these ones. We might just make a new layer. And instead now should be facing the opposite way. So if I already animated this in 3D, then I already could, in a sense, just rotate the entire model, and it should be okay. This is why we keep planning these out and kind of going, okay, now I need this to kind of work out a little better. And then I'll have her like that. So instead, so now we'll have her run into the tree, and then drop this way down. And then land on it sideways, carrying the momentum from here to here. Squish. Wing out, legs, tail, arms out, boof, bop, bop, and then kind of roll her back. Get into that sit position, just kind of get it into it, because I don't have to like worry about it being perfectly set up in 2D here. So everything's kind of, we'll forget to work in 3D. Wings go in. So it's just kind of rolling back. Get that more curve to her whole body here. And then we get the, maybe like a front facing here, or like turn her head a little bit. No, there's a lot going on. Let me make this a little simpler. There you go. Why can I not see? There we go. Okay. And this will be more straight up. Get the dizzy again. And then might want to skip this one actually. Maybe she just goes straight from being dizzy, and then gets hit on the head, and that'll wake her up into going, to then get into this pose, I think. So let's work on that. I think that might work. Okay, so over here, instead we'll have the apple. Instead be one frame faster, or one pose or whatever. So then we'll have it be her getting bonked. Let's see. Hello. Hi, Sasha, I think. Trying to make a animation in 3D by planning it in 2D first. So we're having a little trouble trying to figure out what kind of story I want, so here's a little ghost vision of my first version. And so now, next one is this one. Get rid of that, and then redraw it. Last picture. Does she look at it? Maybe. I think turn her head that way. Here's the apple. Yep. Where is it? Which way is it? I forgot. Something like that, maybe. No, that doesn't work. Hi, Benson. Well, long time no see then. Good to see ya. Alright. Thank you. Boom. Boof. And then, yeah, that'll work. And then just a little head rotation back to then just kind of like a, did you guys see that? Like a, yeah. Something like this. And then the apple. Okay. So now, let's move these ones over to the end. We'll call that the first version. Put these into the bottom here. Don't need this, I think. Okay. So now, we got you. Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm glad that we kind of figured out the apple and the tree part. That really helped to solidify that. The phone, where does it go? It just kind of, it's just gonna fall. Here's the phone. And it'll just kind of, should be smaller. Yep. Thank you, Anon. Appreciate it. And then this will kind of like be, it'll kind of like fall on its axis, or like a point. Pew pew. and then next one has it fall on the ground. And then we'll just imagine it being here for the rest of the time, because I'm not going to redraw for every single frame here. Okay. So now that will go boop, 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 boop. Cool. Okay. I'm going to take these and just kind of move them way over there. Don't need them. Okay. Let's move some of these frames. Okay. So now just kind of start typing this out. Where does it need to be here? Okay. Figured that out later. This might be like a second to get to here. Couple bits here. Probably not too long for this, because this is actually going to be pretty fast here. And this will be slow. And then this will be fast too. And then we're just going to look at it, maybe a blink. Or maybe a blink as or like head rotates around. What do I got here? This will be like a little in between. There you go. Boop, boop. It's faster there. Maybe that got dislodged. There you go. Okay. Where does it? Here. Get the tree going. Okay, something's a little fast here. Both. Blah, blah. Add a extreme the other way, so it'll be like a boom. Blah, yeah. This can go on for a while. Look at it. And then move just a little bit more. This will be like a whoop. Let's see. I think that kind of works. Obviously, we probably need some in between to show between here. Have her like kind of fly up into here. Probably have her be a little bit off screen a little bit. Maybe this is fast here. And then just one little bit more with the horse now. Just add a little in between. Out there. Phone. A little bit lower. Draw's not always working. That's fun. Yeah, okay. And so those will be roughly 5 seconds. Nice. It is incredibly complex. Even if I did this in 2D, it would be pretty complex. So it kind of depend on how I draw the tree as well. But if I kind of do it the way that I did the Bob Ross one, then it shouldn't be too tricky. Let's see again. It's also a thing with like how in 3D you want things to feel more naturalistic, as 3D is more closer to how we view the world or whatever. So you kind of want to have things kind of move a little bit slower, a little bit slower than a Looney Tunes style of like zip, zoop, zoop. You know, I mean, because I was thinking of example of like the Roadrunner. You know, how fast the Roadrunner is in a cartoon is like really, really zip, and it's like A to B across the screen in a couple frames. But I don't know, in realistic, they're pretty fast. But I haven't really seen too much documentary to know if that's likely or not. But regardless, it feels like the pull or whatever is like wanting me to make this slower with timing than what I would probably do in 2D. Because obviously, you can kind of tell what's going on in 2D. A little bit simpler, a little bit faster, whatever. You can figure out like the shapes and stuff and figure out like this is one character or whatever. A little bit easier than in 3D, where it takes a little bit longer to go. Who's that horse? And it's like, oh, horse. Trying to figure out what it is. So, probably gonna make this probably like 1/10 slower or something. But I think this is pretty good. Don't need that. Actually, I do. I was gonna mark it, but can't mark the actual timeline like in Toon Boom, so I have to say, end. Anchor. So right around there. Just to say like that's gonna be where it's end. And so I can get rid of these frames. I can copy it just for my own reference. V1 and paste it. Just so I can get these frames for later. So I feel like I can delete that. There's end. There's an anchor. Probably don't need anchor at the beginning. Start. Anchor. Okay. So now it's just this. And I think I got control loop playback on. Okay. Might need to be like a little bit slower to get that ending gag of her looking. What are you? Okay, you're the half. You're the guided layer. Okay. What do we think? Is this looking looking okay? What do we think? The TV series, we're gonna be the same size as One Life. I don't know. I don't think there's been much news of the G5 series like at all. I think they just want to focus more on the news and press of the movie itself right now, because that's gonna be the hot thing right now for until spring. So, considering we don't even know what the spring TV, what do you call it, special, of what that's even gonna be like, that we don't really know. Use more frame when she lands. Okay. More frames. Boom. Okay. I see from here to here. Yeah, we definitely need something. Thank you. Let's just kind of squash her down like a boomf. 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 And then some sort of maybe unsmellable. Something in between here would work. So then its body shape is kind of like, here's the butt. Butt kind of goes here. I feel like if anything, if college is gonna teach you anything with drawing class, I feel like one of the things they probably should have had a whole course on was how to draw beans. Because I feel like you draw beans like a lot in art. So I just drew a bean right now, and it's like, man, it's a good thing I know how to draw beans. Alright, so I'll be real upset. Yeah. Maybe, I think the head should be on the ground. So it should still be here, then just like the body then just contorts a little bit. Thank you, Unspinnable. That kind of works. Okay. What we got? Hi, Almond. What we got? Konnichiwa des da pia. I'm trying. Konnichiwa Derpy unicorn. No. Unicorn! I got it! Oh, Derpy's unicorn. So amazing. Alright. Arigato. Alrighty. Let's see. I didn't even do any translating. I just figured that out. Woo! Alright. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yo. Yo. And then, extreme here. Yo. Yo. Maybe a bit much. Let's kind of lessen this a little bit. Let's see. That's what we got. Okay. Got a couple more minutes. Let me just kind of get this a little bit closer. Maybe this could be a little bit slower. Maybe get to the next frame a little faster. Let's see. Say not all Japanese. 10. I know the letters. I know the alphabet, I guess. It's trying to get the vocabulary and making sentences and stuff. Still learning that, but I can read it to the sense that I can sound it out. That's as far as I get. Yeah. So if there's like a word that I wouldn't know, like in katakana or hiragana or whatever, then I would be stuck. But thankfully all of that was English and katakana, so I was able to deduce out of it. But yeah, more than that, I wouldn't be able to really get anything. Anyway, this is pretty rough anyway, so this isn't like, it's a storyboard and not really meant to be perfectly one-to-one with how I would animate it. I wonder if I should actually animate this in 2D first. Or that's the challenge, is animate it in 3D. So, now that I got the basic structure of it, I can like take this into, what if I can do that real quick? Nah, it's fine. I can do that later. For next time, which we're about on time now, will be to get this ready. Thank you guys for helping. Thank you for all the guys' ideas. Really appreciate it. Hopefully I did good by your ideas. One thing I didn't do was the mud, but I think that's going to be a little tricky. Thank you, Duval Little D. Let's see. Can't see full power of Japanese. Cannot see hieroglyphics. Oh man, yeah. What could I see? Is that spelled right? Don't see that as a word off the top of Google here. Okay. Let's go to end card. Okay, here we go. Alright. Thank you guys again. So yeah, next time we'll work on maybe blocking it out in 3D and try to figure out the timings and stuff of doing like a rough first pass with 3D probably, and then figure stuff out. So might only have like the tree might only be like a block, you know, and then because that's the fun part is that it's not like live action where, especially in olden days, you couldn't remove and tweak too much stuff, you know. You couldn't like in the 40s you couldn't like add a tree and then remove it for every shot, you know. You had to gotta have to shoot it as it is, you know. Everything had to be in camera. Now we don't have to, so I can literally just kind of animate it with a block first and then go back and add a tree model into it later and then figure things out, you know. Let's say goodbye to Elijah. Thank you. Let's see. One could I see however it can be equal to one sentence. Good luck. Oh boy. Yeah. I haven't heard of that. That sounds interesting. I have to look into that. Is that hieroglyph as in hieroglyphic? Satellite's picture. Yeah. So I've been trying my best with Japanese, of trying to learn it through Duolingo, which is more of a gamification, more simple way to learn it, which isn't that like professionally, you know, good. I think for fun, it's really fun, you know, to learn some basic phrases and stuff and learn the alphabet. That's why okay, I'll look into that. Thank you. Yeah, so I've been doing little lessons and little stuff each day, and I've apparently raked up a 900-day streak. So that's like a lot of days. over 2 years every day. So that's how I was able to get that your almond zero little message fairly quick. But yeah, there's gonna be little stuff that I don't know. There's a lot that I don't know. So yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll get some water and I'll move on. Hopefully. Of course, big news this morning was Smash Bros. I watched that. It was like the last one, so I was like, I haven't done this too well. I've got spoiled each time before I watched it, so because I told you about that one time that I saw like a thumbnail for Minecraft Steve before, like I was going into YouTube, and then I was like, okay, let me get into Nintendo, you know, and loading it up. I watched it after the live stream, so I had to like pull it up, and then the first result was a video with a thumbnail of Minecraft Steve huge on it, and it's like, huh. And then I clicked on the official Nintendo Direct, and it's like, Minecraft Steve, and it's like, oh, cool. So I essentially got spoiled by someone else's video. So I was like, not gonna let that happen again. So, so I like put notifications on. I was like, set a reminder. It's at 7 a.m. in the morning for me. So it was like, that's a little bit earlier than I usually wake up. So I was like freaking out in the morning. It's like all sweating and freaking out like, oh geez, it's when is it, like, should I sleep more? Should I kind of be awake so I can like be, you know, coherent and not lucid enough to like understand what's going on, or what should I do? So eventually like woke up at 6:30 on my own and said like, let me sleep for like 10 minutes. Then got up at 7 and watched it, and was like, Oh, okay, it's the anime sword boy. Cool. Another one of those. uh, I haven't bought any of the DLC at all for any of them. I haven't got the fighter passes for one or two yet, so it's like, okay. So anyway, it's like I don't feel like I'm obliged to have something that I want, you know? It's like, oh, it's fun. Okay, cool. It's like an entertainment more than I need to have this right character because I already prepaid for it, you know, kind of a thing. Because I think that's probably like some issue with some people, is that people already bought into the pre-register stuff. So because they don't know what character it is, they want it to be worthwhile for themselves. So then they get upset when it's not their character. So, oh well. But yeah, it's all right. Another anime sword boy, whatever, you know. It's got a lot of ups. So that's interesting. It's like a reverse Little Mac where he's got amazing aerials. So that's fun. I played like the beginning of like maybe like 10 or so hours in the first game. Not at all 10 games are apparently coming to Switch. It's like cool. Okay. Maybe I'll start digging into those, you know. After we play the first one, because I want to beat that one, and apparently there's going to be enough story that I have to, you know, follow along with it. So I have to play each game to completion. I think. I don't know. Let's see when we get there. What if I'll do that? But yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm pretty neutral. I don't know if I'm like too like yeah or I'm like no. You know, it's kind of like okay. I'm okay with it. But yeah, that's about that then. What else? Let's see. Oh, was that a see ya? Oh, okay. Yeah, I usually do these for about half hour or more. So around whatever hour it is for you, I'll talk for about 23 more minutes. I had a big mouth. Um, not think good. Thank you. Let's see. Anything else? I guess for the G5 movie, did I wanted to talk about that earlier? What happened there? Can we talk about? Can make a TV series. Let's see. What kind of smartphones? Yeah, I'll have to rewatch it to figure out. Because I remember the Pony Sony ad thing. Let's see. I think that might have been it. Haven't talked about the tree. Is a TV series or movie going to be the same style as One Life? In tone? I don't think so. I think Pony Life was still like its own thing to be like the Teen Titans Go kind of style of being this weird chibi comedy show. Of course, this also kind of opens up to like, you know, those Equestria Girls and those other side series. There's like the comics lore stuff that I don't know about. Are those somehow still canon? There's so much lore stuff that will hasn't been explored yet, you know, because the G5 movie was just to break the ice of no more G4 ponies, you know, get them out of here. We got new horses to sell toys for, you know, and they're all really cute. I like them all. They're great. I thought I would like not like Hitch. I thought he was gonna be like a Spike where, especially in Spike centered episodes, he's always the complete, you know, not competent, always making a mess and always causing the trouble, kind of episodes, or he's like never really learns his own lessons for every Spike episode. So I'm glad that Hitch was like one of the team and feels really well bonded and really good, like good relationship with the rest of the ponies, the female ones. So I like that. Yeah. He's the top new derp. Maybe. People have been finding some Some horses that kind of have a similar hairstyle to Derpy in the movie. It's maybe it's maybe there's a whole Derpy line, of like dirty ages, whole family of them. I don't know. I thought I would like miss most of the background characters. We don't have all the background characters that we loved in G4, and now it's like a whole fresh cast and stuff. I think all the maritime made ponies are pretty distinct. The ones that have speaking roles are very all of the horses have really good personalities. I'm surprised. And apparently the Rob pony in the Mob song was voiced by the director whose name was Rob. So that's fun. So maybe we can have a whole little season, have Rob go on his own adventure. We can start that, and none of the other backer ponies obviously don't have names. So we can start working on that. Maybe start working on a G5 wiki to like make all those like websites that like work are named and like punned off FIM, like film fiction. Like, is that gonna still work? Are those gonna continue? For all that kind of stuff. Are we gonna continue with G5? Our G5 fan fiction is gonna be part of film fiction, even if the name doesn't quite work now anymore. Is Derpy Boo gonna really work anymore? Are we gonna start renaming these things to like be G5 characters or like work with a new generation fiction? That rhymes, so that can work. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit weird with this transition, especially people are still haven't seen it or definitely not gonna move over quite yet. But I'm transitioning. I'm having fun with the. I'm okay with these. I'm okay with these new horse overloads. They're okay. Pip is green. That is true. Yeah. Which is ironic because now Pip is not the heir to the throne now. The other one, Zip. That took me a bit. Yeah, it's interesting. And now Zip is somehow with science and like the new Twilight study buddy kind of. Yeah. Huh. But Pip is way better at being the socialized one that work with getting the crowd to the masses to like her. Yeah. A lot more possibilities for stuff. New avenues for each to having different stories for them. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Excellent connection on my end. Okay. So just on your end. My whole house got new internet in a sense. We're using a much more newer wire for our internet. Our download and upload speeds are like 4 times as much capacity. So might be able to actually do 60 FPS streams if I want to. But I'll keep it at 30 for now to make sure that everything's stable, Thanks for that then. Okay. Zip just exists some way. I know. We can go into that of like why. Yeah. I don't know, before that, Pip wasn't doing too much. Like the only like real lines then communication Pip has with the rest of the main 5 is not too much. It's like she's mostly just complaining of her own selfish stuff. And the only like time like she really talks with Sunny is like during the Just Prance, and how she's like to have some brief encouragement, and it's like, oh, now we're having bonding with that? Okay. It's a lot of like weird or awkward moments with that. And it's like, if you like really look at it, it's like, they're not really talking too much to each other. Like it is mostly just Sunny and Izzy kind of just bonding together, and then the other ones are just kind of there for the ride, and then just kind of have their own ideas of what's going on. Yeah, people didn't have much at all after they got out of Pegasus, so, or was it Zephyr Heights or something? Yeah, it's hard because it's like they don't obviously still want Sunny to do stuff, and then Izzy is always gonna steal the show no matter what. So then the Pegasus don't really do anything because they don't really have, they can't fly, so they can't do much with their powers. They lost their powers, so they can't really do acrobatics and have fun stuff like that. So they're just all they're grounded. So all they can do is complain and and Zip's kind of helping with the heist plan, but then after that, you know, they don't really do anything either. Yeah. If so, to be Rainbow Awards, I'm sure that's a toy thing. Was to like have Sunny be somewhat have a transformation because of course, you know. But yeah, I felt like there was missed opportunity or something weird happened with some sort of the script, especially going back to the Pegasus or what was it, Unicorn actually in Bridalwood. I thought the whole reason they went to Bridalwood because Izzy knew a guy who likes crystals and would have them, and then it just kind of glazed over him to then talk to alphabet guy. And then we never heard from the guy who was a crystal expert again. And it's like, oh, okay. And now alphabet guy is the main unicorn that we're gonna care about now, and he goes all the way to the end, and we never see the crystal guy again. Who might have known how the crystals would have worked, and you know, maybe something would have, you know, some plot with that of like helping Sunny to go, oh yeah, you don't really need to, you need 3, you know, to help them, help the crew out with that or something. But I guess that sort of works to have Sunny figured out. Well, also it's like sort of like the dad also helped in a backwards way with that, and it's just like, yeah, you start breaking the story down, and it's like this doesn't work. In some areas, it's like, oh, but but couldn't that have, you know, yeah. Let's see. Oh, you meant Zip was being rainbow? Was there wings rainbow? I have to look at it again. Huh. I mean, all this is just to set up the eventual sequels and of course the TV series. So, anything that's weird or any kind of plot holes, I guess they can always amend. You know, with some of that stuff. But yeah, just like looking at it from just weird like what's happening, and just like looking at it, just like this, some parts don't make sense. Yeah. Overall, it's good, but or that's, yeah. I think I wrote somewhere. I don't even know where I posted. I think I posted on Discord like the day after. It's like I think I wrote like it was good. Story was weird, but everything's good. It's because I have all these like weird grievances of like, but the crystal guy. Why did we care about him again? What happened? Oh yeah, because they stole it, and then they had to rush out, and then they locked the crystal guy back in the tea hut, so then they couldn't get back out. But then Alphabet did get back out, but then the crystal guy didn't follow them, so then, you know. Where were the guards with the Pegasus? Why did they follow them further? Don't they, you know, there was the guards. Like where they so elusive that it's like, wow, we can't find them at all. But then the two other, the Queen and Alphabet, can then find them easily. But then she had her guards, and it's like, I guess they were there, but it's like, yeah, they didn't like catch up at any point when they were at the campfire later. It's like, ah, oh boy. How about I get my zip? This is Rainbow. I'm not sure actually. I'm honestly not sure. I think there might have been like, is that when like she got, obviously you got their magic back, and then they got yeah, the magic, and then they got their wings, and then let's see, Rainbow Orton. I'm actually not sure. Let's see though. Yeah. Let me just see. Is there like an ending? Zip ending MLP? Let's see. Look at Google images right now. Or how about ending MLP a new generation? Ang. No, I wanted Ang, a new generation. That's actually spell a new generation out. Have that. Oh, like the Kingdom Hearts Crusader analogy at the end was kind of fun. You know, people getting confused by it, but it's like, when I watched it, I was like, oh, cute, you know, they're all happy together, and that's just like the symbolism that's like their races are back together. And then the hoof at the end is just to place their mark, I guess. I'm not actually sure what that means. I don't think that's gonna lead to anything with the hoof, because at the bottom of their hoofs is always they got a new heart shape mark on the bottom of their hoofs now, so it's not like that's like, whoa, what's the heart mean? It's like, no, that all the hooves have hearts, and I guess that's also just fun symbolism of happy love thing, you know, of the hooves being whatever, I guess maybe the earlier generations, I don't know, did they have them? It feels like something they would have had in like in Gen 1 or 2. Was at the bottom of the hooves would have something. It would be over engineered to have Kingdom Hearts and both of those. Let's see. Thank you, Cookie. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I finally get you now. Okay. Let's see, though. I don't think so. I mean, they're all just written to be whatever, pretty generically. Especially, like, Sunny and Izzy. I mean, there's always going to be somewhat some undertones and stuff, but I don't know if it's going to be... The show's never going to be outright and really say it. I guess some of the Skidoo parents or something and stuff, those were sort of a little bit more. But yeah, I don't think they were going to go too far with the main 5 going into that sort of stuff, you know. But yeah, I guess they can do it here and there for like background characters or one-offs, you know. So, yeah. So I'm trying to find out. I guess that explains that question of when I actually had rainbow wings, and that is apparently not a thing that we're looking for. But that was fun to look through. Does the let me just type old MLP hooves. What do they got? Are these dissected? What the? They're all toys, but it's like they got cut off. Cut like just a hoof off. Weird. Looking at older ones, looks like they just got the trademarks, made in China, whatever's, and Hasbro, Hong Kong, 1982, patent pending. Hasbro Maiden. Okay then. Thought I saw one where it had, yeah, this one. Okay. Looks like an older one. And it has like a horseshoe, but it's like a rainbow. Yeah, it's like it's like a cutie mark where it's like double symbolism of it being, it's in the shape and silhouette of a horseshoe, but its design inwardly is like a rainbow with two clouds on each end. And that's like on one of the hooves apparently. But it looks like it's pretty plain. So maybe it's actually a new thing to have some sort of feature on the bottom of their hooves. So at least what I can tell of this quick research here. Like, do they have anything? Especially G1 with 82 that I see here. They're all saying the same thing of patent pending, made in Hong Kong, 1982 Hasbro. Where that's just on each hoof has a different section of that word. Interesting. So maybe, yeah, this might be the first time they actually add anything more to their hooves. Huh. Cool. I think the G4 had like a little bit of the fetlock stuff, or like the little hair at the bottom of their hooves, especially with Big Mac and like the stallions would have them. I think Pony Life might have been the first one to have that kind of arguably very generic or simplified version in Pony Life, was to have like the little scribble at the bottom of their hooves as a design to have that kind of extra detail. But I think this is the first time that the mares have fetlocks and a little hoof design at the bottom. That's pretty cool. So that's why it's like, well, is that a new thing? At the very end with the Cutie Mark Crusader kind of characters at the end, is like, well, there's a heart. What does that mean? It's like, no, that's part of their design. They don't really show it off too much or like make a deal out of it. They don't even make a deal out of cutie marks either in the movie. So it's just a straight like mission to like, we gotta get the magic back, and that's the only thing this movie is, kind of a thing. So yeah. Thanks for apologizing. I think we're right on time for the half hour. Anything else? Let's see. Let's see. So yeah, next time, just wrap up. Next time we'll be blocking out in 3D. So look forward to that. This might take, I don't know if it'll take longer than the 2D animation, especially the G5 2D animation that we did last time. That took like 2 or 3 months or something. That was like to get it from scratch, was to add like the new Toon Boom puppet, and then add 2 characters, and then a new background, and then animation, and then music and sound effects and stuff. So that took a while to do all that. Thank you, John. See you later. And then let's see. Let's work on that with locking. I'm taking a little bit of a break from the movie. Just wanted to just clear my mind and not think about it for a little bit while. I'll get into it pretty soon, maybe like this week. Start going back to basics with the storyboard for chapter 6, I think. It's probably going to be, what is it? Shorter. That's it. It's probably going to be shorter in runtime, especially probably shorter than chapter 5. So, that doesn't mean it's less important. It's arguably like the turning point of the whole movie. I was going to add it on to like the last chapter, but then chapter 5 would have been 3 minutes, and I'd still be working on it right now. So that's why it's, yeah, I just wanted to finish up with what I had with the 2 minutes of just being on the boat and just finish that. And so now I can focus on the next section, because now they're going on the, getting close to the next continent. So look out for that. If it's pretty short, then I'll be able to maybe get it done by the end of this year. That'd be nice. Wrap up the year with another chapter. And one of the more important plot points in the movie, the big reveal and twist kind of a thing. It's gonna be really everything else has been kind of leading up to this point in a sense. It's like, yeah, all right, we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of the actual story. Everything else was just like trying to get into this point. It's all the setup. So I'm excited for that. It's like, yeah, I can finally start working on it. Start working on the movie. Let's go. So yeah, so right now I'm just kind of trying to clear my mind for a bit and just not think about it for a while, and then get right back into it. Other news, last thing I'll talk about is that Midnight Mares, we released a trailer of some sort for a trailer that'll be coming later. So it's more of an announcement trailer for an extended trailer that we're making for a pilot that we're workshopping. So it's a lot of layers to that, but it's basically just like a snippet of a shorter snippet to eventually a larger episode movie thing that the director is working on. So I did the animation for it, so that's why I'm mentioning Midnight Mares. I'm the lead animator and I guess animation producer, director for it. So a lot of the artistic directions in animation is all me. I worked with a great crew, about 3 of them. I'm not sure if I want me to shout them out quite yet. If they're if they want me to shout them out. Let's see. I guess I can link that to you guys. I know most of you already left, so oh well. Let me go find that real quick then. There you go. The director edited the animation, the trailer rather. The director edited the trailer here. So I didn't quite here you go. I didn't quite have as much involvement with the editing of how it's kind of strung together. So forgive me with that. That it's a little more rough than if I had a little bit more input on it. So director didn't give us any previews of this trailer. So otherwise I would have gave some pointers. So that's why it's a little bit rough. Is that director himself worked on it? Not to say that he's rough, but it's like it's yeah. It didn't have phases and cleanups and stuff. That's what I'm saying. So it's just a little 20-second trailer for what'll be the 4.5 minute or so longer trailer. That is itself a trailer for another thing that might be for a pilot, which then the pilot is in a snippet of a larger series that we're workshopping. And then that series that's about it actually. But then that series has its own twists and turns. So that's what you see here is a penguin on an iceberg. You know, of just the scale of what you're watching with all these. So yeah, what the director has in planned. But yeah, go ahead and watch that, rate that, and I'll see you later. Thank you guys. Sorry. Thank you guys so much for helping me with this little animation here, for all your ideas, and we'll continue working on it. So thank you guys. Go ahead and watch that. Watch more Midnight Mare stuff, because I help with the last year or so content. I think I started with the character introductions and then the Mother's Day one that was about 4 months ago. I was also in a live stream for that. So go ahead and watch all those. Thank you guys. Okay, thank you, Cookie. And everyone else in chat. Thank you guys. Alright. See you next time. Alright, bye-bye.